What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to Blazers Uprise Live here on a Monday. Hopefully you guys are having a good start to your week. We got some crazy NBA trade rumors to talk about. We got the Blazers taking on the Suns later tonight, and we'll have that post-game show for you. And this stream is brought to you by BetUS. Today we got 8 games for picks against the spread. We've already picked 3. It's been a hectic day for me, so stream's going live super late. But we picked 3. We wrote off 2. There's 10 games today. We wrote off the first 2. We picked 3, and we're gonna pick the rest. We'll plug in the graphics and all that stuff as the stream goes along. Eric, how's it going, man?
Oh, great. How are you, Tori?
I've been better. Just worn out. But looking forward to seeing what the Blazers can do tonight. Looking forward to hopping on Gabe's stream at some point, and hopefully we beat him again. At this point, I'm not even going to embrace the tank. I'm not even going to embrace the losing. So, yeah, hopefully everybody else is having a good day. Appreciate you guys tuning in for the live stream. And, yeah, you can vote in the third game for picks. Let's jump straight into it. We don't have standings up, but I will share the picks against the spreadsheet that Aeromancer updates. Shout out to him for always helping us with everything. So I'm going to share a viewer link with you guys if you want to look at the standings. I'm going to post it in the live chat and in the description. So chat, you can see yourselves in number 1, in first place again. And I'll toss it in that description. So I should start tossing it in the description a little bit more. There you guys go. But I'll just say it out loud. Chat, you guys went 1-7. 1-7. Look at you. You don't get the 1-7 on a graphic today. Lucky you. 1-7. Worst day on Friday was chat. 1-7. So everybody gained somewhat on chat. The best day was 4-4. We had Eric, Arrow, Steven, Javon, Zach all going 4-4. Everybody else going 2-6 or 3-5. So overall, it was a rough day, really rough day for us on Friday. So check out that spreadsheet. There's a bunch of cool stats and analytics that are automatically calculated in that spreadsheet, which is pretty cool, pretty interesting to read. The first game that we had, and I'm gonna have to. I don't know why my webcam's been doing this, just not showing up. But yeah, we'll try and fix it, dude. Like everything is giving me fits today. We got Eric all alone for once. The first game that we had today was Eric. What was the first game that we had today? If you want to unmute, that would be cool.
Knicks Rockets.
All right, yeah. Knicks, Rockets. The picks for those games, we'll plug them in. I'll try and get my webcam to work. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Nathan says you got traded. You're gone.
Yeah, I'm traded.
Along with everyone else.
That's funny. So, yeah, if we got the picks for this game, I can get 503 and Steven Arrow. I'll put those in, and then I'll send you them after.
Yeah, Arrow's got. So for Knicks, we got Chat, Eric, Aeromancer, Trevin, Crushables, and Javon.
Say that again. Chat,
Eric.
Yep.
Arrow.
Yep.
Trevin.
Cool.
Crushables.
Bet.
And Javon.
Nice.
Rockets for you, Connor, Zach, Jackson, and Brendan.
All right, and then we had 503 go with the Rockets. And we had Steven go with the Rockets as well. We're going to run through our picks for today's games, and then we're going to get into the good stuff. Let me try and fix my camera real quick. I have to unplug it, replug it back in. Hopefully it'll work, man. Hopefully it'll work. We don't even have the background music. I need the background music to soothe myself right now. It does not feel right without the background music. So there we go. We got the background music that we love. And we got the webcam. Yay! All right. Figuring some things out here. So we got a 7v6 in favor of the Houston Rockets, and then game number 2, we've already picked this game as well. Let me update the graphic for you guys. So game number 2, we have the Grizzlies and the Spurs. These games have already tipped off, so if you did not double down on them, now you can't. But this is why we picked them early. So what were the picks for this game, Eric?
Wrong game.
Oh, what game was it?
Did we
I thought there was only two 5 p.m. games.
Oh, I guess there's this game too. We didn't pick this game though.
All right, well, we better pick it. Okay. And then we'll get into the other 2. Yeah, I thought there was only 2. All right. So this game has already started. Do we just trust the chat and do we trust the mods?
Do it. Who cares? It's 5 minutes into the game. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a close spread line, so. All right, we got the Grizzlies hosting the Spurs. Grizzlies 3.5 point home favorites. What are the injuries for this game?
We've got De'Aaron Fox is not ready to play yet for the Spurs. Riley Minnick's also out for the Grizzlies. They're without Desmond Bane, Brandon Clark, Vince Williams Jr., Marcus Smart, and Cam Spencer.
All right, I'm gonna go Memphis.
I'm also going to go Memphis.
Wait, Grizzlies for Steven.
Javon is claiming this is his double down.
Alrighty. I trust Javon.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I trust Javon. Alright. The other picks, I'll rely on Arrow. And then the next 2 games we've already picked. And then we'll get into
All right, we got
fun stuff.
For Grizzlies, we got Arrowmancer, Connor,
Yep.
Zach,
Yep.
Jackson, Crushables, Brendan, and Javon. Spurs, the only person is Trevin so far.
Alright, Steven went Grizzlies. Trevin went Spurs. And chat going 50-50. Alright, next vote breaks the tie. I guess that means nobody's looking at the score.
Or half the people are.
Yes, this game started. I thought there was only 2 5-10
You
games.
have a Mavs logo for Trevin.
Oh, let me fix that, man. Let me fix that. It's been a rough day for your boy, chat. Alright, we got Grizzlies. So you got an island, Trevin. Good luck.
Oh, wow.
Trevin Island, alright. And then game number 3, let me update this graphic. This was Thunder Bucks, and Thunder were a whopping 17-point favorite because you have Giannis and Dame out. Okay, so we already picked this game. I ended up going with the Thunder. I just feel like the Thunder are going to win by 30 for some reason. The Bucks have not been impressive lately, and without those guys are very bad. So what were the other picks, Eric?
We got Chat, Tori, Eric, Arrowmancer, Connor, Trevin, Jackson, Crushables, and Brendan, all Thunder. Sorry, probably figured that out, but then the only 2 we have Bucks are Zach and Javon.
All right, Zach, Javon, Bucks, and then we had 503 and Steven. We had 503 go Thunder, and we had Steven go with the Bucks. All right, so 10v3 in favor of OKC is what we did for this game, and then the other game that we have already picked.
You know what's weird? That Spurs Grizzlies game hasn't started yet.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Wow, they waited for us.
It's in a delay. Yeah.
They waited for us. Beautiful.
Yeah, it says delayed.
All right, so then we had the Timberwolves and the Kings that we already picked, and the Timberwolves 5-point home favorites.
Yep. I know you and I went Timberwolves.
Yeah. I put like half a second of thought into
Chat did
these
as
picks
well.
I've made. All right.
Timberwolves also joining us are Connor, Zach, Jackson, Crushables, and Brendan.
Who am I missing? I got myself, Chat, Connor, Crushable, Zach, Jackson.
Brendan? Did you say Brendan Crushables? I don't know.
Yeah, I swear you said another name. I don't know.
Arrow, Trevon, and Trevin and Javon are Sacramento Kings. Trevon. Combine their names there.
Those are both Wolves logos. Let me change that to a Kings logo. There we go. Javon as well. What'd you go with?
Timberwolves.
Okay, that was the guy I was missing. It was you. All right, we
Said
have
it
Timberwolves for
earlier.
Steven. Yeah. And we have 503 going with the Timberwolves as well. All right, 10v3 in favor of the Timberwolves. We've been very one-sided lately, and it has not worked out in our favor record-wise. Game number 5. We have the graphic real quick. Game number 5, we have the Denver Nuggets hosting the New Orleans Pelicans. Denver 9.5-point home favorite. Injuries for this game, Eric.
What? Are you sure about that? Okay, there it is. Couldn't find it. All right, out for the Pelicans, DeJounte Murray, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, and Daniel Tice. Out for the Nuggets, Deron Holmes, Vlatko Konkar, Peyton Watson, Russell Westbrook, and Aaron Gordon. I'm going to take the Pelicans. So is Javon.
So am I. All right. Oh, I need to do a chat poll. That's what I need to do.
Let me know when you're ready for the rest.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, Nuggets for Zach and Brendan.
Okay.
And then Pelicans for Arrow, Connor, Trevon, Jackson, and Crushables.
All right, and then we had 503, aka Noah, go with the Nuggets. And then we had Steven go with the Nuggets as well. Chat, Nuggets 67% of the vote, which makes this an 8v5 in favor of the New Orleans Pelicans. Game number 6. We have the Utah Jazz hosting the Indiana Pacers, and Indiana is a 7-point road favorite.
All right, out for the Pacers, we got Miles Turner, Isaiah Jackson, and James Wiseman. Questionable, Enrique Freeman. For the Jazz, we got Taylor Hendricks, Cody Williams, Jalen Hood-Schifino out.
So who's the starting center? They moving Siakam to center?
Maybe. They have Thomas Bryant, yeah.
He's been quietly solid this year.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm going Pacers along with Arrow,
Okay.
Trevon,
Right.
Zach,
Yep.
Jackson, Crushables, Brendan.
All right.
Connor is Jazz. Javon is Jazz.
All right. That was quick. Well done. We had Steven go Jazz, and we had 503 go Pacers. Chat is going with the Pacers 80% of the vote.
That right now is their double down.
10v3 in favor of the Indiana Pacers over the Jazz. Second to final game of the day. The Warriors are playing. I forget who they're hosting.
Magic.
Yeah, the Warriors are hosting the Orlando Magic and are 3-point home favorites.
All right, the Magic are without Mo Wagner and Jalen Suggs. The Warriors are without Jonathan Kuminga. They have Draymond Green and Buddy Hield listed as probable, but both expected to play.
I'm going Warriors.
I'm also going to go Warriors Magic until they get their act together. It's hard to bet on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic for Javon.
Okay.
Warriors for Connor, Crushables, and Brendan.
Okay.
Magic for Arrow, Trevon, Zach, and Jackson.
Cool. And then we have Warriors for 503 and Warriors for Stephen Vaughn. Chat is going with the Warriors 82% of the vote. Will we ever learn our lesson with the favorites? I don't know, but this is an 8v5 in favor of the Warriors. And then game number 8. This is your Portland Trailblazers hosting the Phoenix Suns again. Wait till you see the spread line, though. The Blazers, despite their recent success, are 5-point underdogs as the Suns are 5-point road favorites.
All right, it says the Suns are healthy, and the Blazers are without Matisse Thybulle, with Robert Williams questionable still with that hand. Everyone else expected to play.
I mean, I just can't go against Portland right now with how they're playing.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think they're due for a letdown at some point, but I don't know. They look pretty good against the Suns 2 nights ago, so.
Yeah.
Nathan says Rob's playing.
Nice.
Oh, well, he's available. Yeah, doesn't mean he's playing. I'm gonna go Blazers along with Arrow,
Okay.
Connor,
Okay.
Zach,
Okay.
Crushables,
Okay.
and Brendan.
All right.
Suns for Trevon and Jackson.
Alrighty. And then Steven's going Suns as well.
Arrowmancer called that one.
503 is going Blazers. That's the only underdog he'll take. And then Javon went with who?
Don't know.
All right, chat is going Blazers 94%.
Portland Trailblazers, sorry. All right.
So that makes this a 10v3 in favor of the Blazers, man. Where did our split votes go? All right, time for double downs. My double down is going to be the Indiana Pacers.
I'm going to go Warriors.
Ready? 503's double down was the Wolves. Steven's double down was the Wolves. What else we got?
We got
Chat's double down is the Blazers, huh?
Yep. So is Connors. OKC for Arrow, Trevon, and Jackson.
Alright, there's Trevon. There's Jackson. And there's Arrow.
Brendan's is Warriors.
Alright.
Javon was Grizzlies. Zach Magic.
We just need crushable.
T-Wolves. He had that in early, so.
Cool, yeah. Magic. And T-Wolves. So you got 3 on the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are Arrowmancer, Jackson, and Trevon. You got 3 on the Wolves. That's 503 Crushables and Steven. You got 2 on the Warriors. That's Eric and Brendan. You got 2 on the Blazers, Connor and Chat. And then you got me by myself with the Pacers, Zach by himself with the Magic, and Javon by himself with the Grizzlies. And that concludes picks against the spread. If you want to get in on any of this action, check out BetUS. Use promo code YouTube150. It'll give you 150% deposit bonus on your first deposit, followed by 2 125% bonuses up to $2,000. And you can maybe tail Chat's picks because Chat has been the best performer the past couple of years. So if you want some picks, groupthink tends to win out. Shout out to BetUS. All right.
Real quick, the Grizzlies Spurs game just got suspended. I'm not sure why, but Javon should pick a different double down real quick.
All right. Yeah, Javon, just pick a different double down. I won't go back to the graphics, but... all right, Javon going with the Blazers. There we go. Make sure Arrow knows. Thank you, Arrow. I will post these screenshots in the chat right now. All right, it's time to talk trade deadline. I mean, the trade deadline feels like it's getting out of control, Eric. So you had the Fox trade that we streamed yesterday. Of course, you had the Luka trade. We're going to be streaming every evening through Thursday. We'll be streaming Thursday morning for the trade deadline, Wednesday night to preview the trade deadline. And yeah, you're starting to hear like whispers about Kevin Durant, LeBron James. After the Luka trade, I guess anything is possible. But the Suns, of course, are trying to trade for Jimmy Butler, but Bradley Beal doesn't want to go anywhere. Bradley Beal does not want to uproot his family. It sounds like the Suns aren't going to be able to do anything other than trade Yusuf Nurkic and try and attach the picks they have to him to make something happen. I don't think LeBron's going to get traded, but I think if there's another shocking near Luka-esque trade, it might be KD, man. I don't know at this point. So I don't think KD gets traded ultimately, but the Suns have not been particularly good with this iteration of the roster, and if they can't upgrade their roster, it's not looking too good for them. It's looking kind of bleak, and we know KD is willing to hop teams. So just heard a couple interesting things about that potentially being a possibility, and Suns fans are starting to freak out a little bit. So it's just a little wild right now. You got Vucevic. He's on the market. I saw somebody earlier say there was a rumor about him. I know the Warriors are after him. What other rumors am I missing, Eric? I kind of just want to go over every little rumor across the NBA right now before we dive into depth.
Well, there is. Well, someone said that Robert Williams and Nick Claxton are the names that keep coming up in trade talks, and that
For the Lakers, yeah.
that this particular person, I forgot who it was. I think it's Kirk Goldsberry, the Ringer, said if he had to guess, one of them will be a Laker.
Yeah. Yeah. And Robert Williams' contract is easier to trade for. Now, I don't think the Blazers will get their first-round pick, and I don't think they have like any seconds left, so it'll be interesting to see the package.
Yeah.
By the way, Chris Mannix, 10 minutes ago, according to NBA Central, the Suns are strongly considering Kevin Durant deals before the deadline.
Man, it's going to look bad if they could have gotten a haul from Houston over the summer when they traded for their Phoenix's picks.
Yeah.
And then if they then get a much less value for him.
Yeah, so I don't think they want to trade KD. I think if they trade KD, it's because KD doesn't want to be there anymore. Which is crazy considering he really wanted to go there, but
No, it's not crazy because it's KD.
it is KD. And there is one team begging every team in the league for any superstar out there right now, and that's the Golden State Warriors.
KD back to the Warriors. Yeah, right.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. That's apparently that's a greater than 0% chance of happening. I don't know if it's 0.1. I don't know if it's 1. I don't know if it's greater than that. But at this point, this trade deadline, just from some of the rumors, if they end up coming true, has the potential to go down as the craziest trade deadline that I've ever seen. And it's funny because leading up to the trade deadline, you had a lot of people saying, oh, it's probably going to be a very mundane trade deadline. Nothing's going to happen. It's already been crazy. The Luka thing just made it a crazy deadline even by itself. So that was just completely wild, out of left field, and everything we're hearing right now is just like Dallas is their ownership is not interested in winning basketball games from what I can tell, and it's making me actually appreciate our ownership with how bad Dallas's ownership looks, and their GM, Nico Harrison.
Dude, every time he opens his mouth, it gets worse.
It gets worse. It's making me actually appreciate what we have. You know how I said, like, from, like, top to bottom before, like, sometimes I felt like we have the most dysfunctional organization in the league?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will never say that again because it is Dallas. It is Dallas right now.
I don't know, because, like, there's a weird thing where Cuban sold part of his shares, but wasn't he still supposed to, like, run the team or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought that was part of the sale, but like, so I keep thinking about this, Tori. Like, you know, when you have a franchise player like Luka Doncic, it's not as simple as just like, oh, we're going to trade him. You have to consider your whole fan base and your team. Like, that's your franchise right there, and the effects of moving someone like that. And it sounds like stuff is coming out that Nico Harrison didn't like Luka or something and tried to sabotage his relationship with the franchise and was hoping he'd like ask out or something. But I gotta say this, dude. Sometimes people think they're so smart that they have to outthink the room. And this guy, Nico Harrison, talking about, oh, his conditioning and stuff. Like, the dude just went on a finals run last year. Like, what are you talking about? Like, if he had issues in the playoffs, it said they were worried that he was going to turn out like Joel Embiid. Embiid's never even been out of the second round. Luka just took you to the
Yeah.
finals. Like, how is that even?
Yeah.
Dude, you're making up, you're inventing crap to just like turn on him, and it makes no sense. And like, I don't understand how ownership allowed him to do that. Why they would not be like, "What are you talking about, dude? We're not agreeing to this trade." Like,
Well, there's a rumor that the ownership is fine with the organization going down the drain because they want to they want a new stadium that's like also a casino, and they want to threaten a move to Vegas. How do you potentially get the franchise relocated? You completely sabotage it. You trade Luka, right? Here's what's going to happen. I think Kyrie's going to opt out. I think Kyrie is unhappy with this, and he easily becomes a malcontent. We've seen that in previous stops. I don't think Kyrie sticks around. And then you have AD and a bunch of mid. And they don't really have control of their future picks. I think that organization is going down the drain in an epic way. And you have to wonder if it's calculated, because it is such a bad move and they've handled it even worse. It's almost like like the organization with Nico Harrison, their ownership, whatever, like it's almost like self-sabotage. I have never seen anything like it in my life in sports, in organizations self-sabotage themselves. Because if you're Kyrie and you're listening to the way they're talking about Luka right now, how's that going to make you feel?
yeah. Well, I just want to say the NBA would never allow them to move from Dallas to Las Vegas. They'd just be like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to have an expansion team in Vegas. And they probably announced that before they can even get that process started. So it makes no sense either.
Desmond keeps saying Dallas won the trade. If I see you say Dallas won the trade one more time, man, I'm just gonna hide you, because having your own opinions is one thing, disagreeing with us is one thing. You just try and be a contrarian just to be a contrarian. That is an awful trade for Dallas. A horrible trade for Dallas. You don't trade a top 3 to 5 MVP player for a worse, older, more injury-prone player. Like, just ridiculous. So they did not win the trade. And then you don't handle it this way. You don't throw Luka under the bus. They negotiated with one team. Every part of that trade is messed up. The way they've gone about this entire thing is the most insane thing I've ever seen.
Did you
It's the
hear?
most insane thing I've ever seen.
Did you hear the other part about the only one team, Tori?
Yeah, that Ainge, Utah didn't even know what
Well,
they were
that too.
involved in until 30 minutes
Yeah,
before, like, after they had agreed to just take on Hood Schifino.
yeah, where
Yeah.
he couldn't back out. But it also came out that Pelinka would have been willing to include Connect and their 2031 first, had it come to that. He wasn't going to let those two things deter them from getting Luka, which rightfully so. Even with those two thrown in, it still would have been a win for the Lakers, I think. And he said that he didn't even have to include those because he got he just mentioned that they were also concerned about his conditioning or something, and then Dallas was like, "Oh, okay, well, we'll just accept it for less then." Like, you couldn't even get those things when they were willing to give it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. You literally took back less when you didn't need to. Anyway, we're not doing that. We're not putting up with that. All right. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. Anybody who thinks that Dallas won the trade doesn't know what they're talking about. So that's all I'll say. Like, there is no way to justify it. No way at all. Absolutely none. You could have gotten back more. If you really wanted to trade Luka, you could have gotten back more. How are you getting strong-armed when you're trading Luka? You're trading the 25-year-old MVP candidate that just led a team to the finals. How are you the one getting strong-armed in negotiations? That makes no sense. That's not even taking into account the ludicrousy of trading him and then the ludicrousy of throwing him under the bus, basically calling him fat. All this stuff that they've done, it is going to backfire epically for them. And I feel bad for Mavs fans.
How is he not fired? Like,
I don't. Because ownership is cool with
yeah,
it. That's
man.
the messed up thing. Their ownership that controls the team does not care about basketball.
Yeah. See, I would have. Why did they buy the team? It's so stupid. Like,
Business
Yeah.
wanted to open up a casino arena or whatever. Like,
yeah.
yeah. It's bad. It's bad. So, my condolences to Mavs fans.
But like, just them taking the pulse of the fandom right now, like the fan base, like, man, that's crazy.
You just lost your fan base.
Yeah.
You just lost your fan base too. Like, go read Mavs boards, man. It's 10 times worse than the whole Dame thing. Like, it is people, like, they lost a good portion of their fan base. Another L. Like, there's so many things wrong with this trade. And it's so obvious. Like, to everyone, the minute everybody realized it was real, it's like clear as day. This is a horrible trade. Apparently, Nico Harrison is from Tigard.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, yeah, he went to Tiger High School, I think. He was born in Washington, I think, but
This makes me feel better about our situation, man.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man, everything he says, dude, that press conference was so cringe. It's just like, what?
Yeah.
You're acting like this is some like malcontent to that requested a trade or something too. And that's the worst part is like Luka didn't even ask out after the way he tried to fire everyone that was close to him in the organization, all that kind of stuff. But
Drew says no, he's from Spokane. Okay, well, we went to Tigard High School, so yeah. Anyway, we can talk more about that tonight if you want to, but yeah, it's messed up. Other rumors that we want to hit on.
well, I saw a Dallas YouTuber that I follow on Twitter say that he can't even watch basketball right now. Like that's how bad it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the KD thing was the big thing. Obviously the Lakers need big man depth. So I think everyone's waiting on that. Everyone's waiting on if the Heat will trade Jimmy Butler. They have to, right? They can't just let that. They have to get what they can for him, right?
You know what I think is a sneaky destination for Jimmy Butler? I posted this trade in our group chat last night. Milwaukee.
I mean, it's been rumored, but
Yeah, but I mean the talks were like they were going to take on Beal, and then there's started to be some rumors about like maybe they'd be the team to trade for Jimmy Butler. I think if I had to predict a team Jimmy Butler gets traded to, it's Milwaukee.
yeah, because they got lost out of Levine. But there was the Bucks have been talked about as the team for Butler since the very beginning of this situation.
No, Phoenix has what?
No, Phoenix obviously, but like Milwaukee, like
And then it was like Golden State was one of the leading teams. I've heard Golden State more than Milwaukee up to this point, and then
there's been Milwaukee
Jimmy Butler
rumors with
nixed
Butler
that.
like every day since.
Yeah. I mean, it was about them taking on Beal, right? That's what I always assumed that was in the context of.
No, it's been both.
Gotcha.
It flips back and forth between whether they could get Butler, and then Butler flips back and forth whether he'll like sometimes he says he'll only play for Phoenix, and then sometimes he says he's open to anyone but the Grizzlies for some reason. He hates Memphis, but
But he's not open to Golden State. Listen, if the Bucks trade for him, I think he'll resign. He's not going to pass up a huge payday for a far lesser payday with like Phoenix. You know what I mean? Like, how's he going to end up in Phoenix on a max contract? They don't got no cap space. So if he doesn't get traded to Phoenix, it's like he has to take an MLE at most, and that's if Phoenix can clear the flexibility to actually use the MLE. So it's not going to happen that way.
well, if they trade KD too, why would he want to go there?
Exactly. So It's crazy with the Jimmy Butler thing, the Phoenix thing. Phoenix, it feels like, is always at the heart and center of every trade deadline. And yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I'm looking forward to, to the rest of the chaos.
Maybe we'll have
The rest of
another
the
trade to
chaos.
talk about tonight on the
Yeah.
session.
Is there any other rumors that we want to dive in on or mention that we missed?
No, not really. Oh, Torrey Craig and Chris Duarte got cut.
Yeah. So they had to do that to make the trade work where they traded Levine. They got 3 players back. So they had to cut 2. I'll just go on Google. Let me just see what else we might have here. NBA trade rumors. It's at the point where there's so much chaos. I expect something at each night at this point. You know, there's only 3 days till the trade deadline, so there is a report that the Lakers are not appealed by centers on the trade market, but they have to find a center. They have to find a center. I think the Miles Turner stuff is interesting, but I think the only reason the Pacers would want to trade him is to not have to pay him because their payroll is going to become very bloated. So I was looking at it last night. Like, the guy that would make sense to replace Miles Turner in Indiana would maybe be Valanciunas because he's only making $10 million a year for the next 3 years, and he's very solid. Like, you know, not that much of a downgrade. I've always thought Miles Turner is a little overrated. And he's cheaper and cost-controlled over the next 3 years. So is there a 3-team trade there? Because obviously the Wizards would never trade for Turner, where the Pacers can trade Turner somewhere, get, you know, maybe like the 2031 pick from the Lakers, because I think they would maybe do that for Turner. And then maybe you get back another asset and you flip that to Washington for Valanciunas to replace Turner. I'm not sure. I ultimately am never going to assume Miles Turner gets traded because he's always in rumors and has been in Indiana for like a decade. So,
Oh, we didn't mention that the Magic are targeting Kobe White instead of Anthony
yeah,
Simons.
that was a bummer to see because obviously we're hoping that that's the landing spot for Anthony Simons, and they have a couple first-round picks in this year's draft that could be interesting. Yeah. I had a trade last night. Let me find it. I was cooking on the trade machine last night.
Elias had a $10 donation. Said, "Can you explain to a friend of mine that KD to the Celtics would be impossible, almost impossible?"
I mean, they'd have to trade Tatum, right? I don't even know if that works.
I think it would be Tatum, Brown, or maybe Porzingis. No, Porzingis.
Porzingis doesn't make more than Durant, though.
Yeah, it would have to be Tatum or Brown, I think, because Brown makes more
Does
than Tatum.
Brown even? Does he? Okay.
Remember, he signed the largest contract.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, at the time, I just assumed it had been surpassed. I mean, I could see if Phoenix wants to get out of the age of its core and like go towards more of a Devin Booker timeline, but still remain competitive, obviously, because they don't have their own picks. And if they actually are fielding offers for KD, I actually think potentially Jaylen Brown might be like the top trade package that they would take. I just don't think the Celtics do it.
Yeah.
Why would the Celtics do it? They just won a championship with their core, so why would they age up their core? Unless it's like you'll get out of the money sooner, because KD's older. So yeah, I don't know.
And that trade doesn't work for the Suns either because they can't take back Morris.
True.
So they'd have to have a salary that
Yeah,
matches
you're right.
exactly, or a team that's not into the
So
second
you'd have to
apron.
send Jaylen Brown to a third team. You're right. I completely forgot the Suns end of it. That's the new CBA. Going to work right there, man. Because old CBA, that works. New CBA, yeah, you'd have to send Jaylen Brown somewhere. So I just don't see what the Suns could possibly do with KD. They would not trade him unless he asked out, in my opinion, because I don't see what trade makes your future better, still gives you a chance to win a title, it still keeps you competitive now. And those things have to happen for a trade to make sense because they don't have control of like any of their future firsts at all.
Nope.
At all. So
That's why if you can get that 2031, even if you have to take Nurk for a year or whatever, like you do it, right? Because that seems
would have
like
done it, but they traded it.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's why Utah did it, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, they got their three bad picks, worst of like three teams, and got potentially a number one pick. You know, it's increasing your upside. So Danny Ainge has cooked a little bit already. He's made 3 trades already in Utah. Under the radar trades, but trades nonetheless. KD to the Celtics, Al Horford to the Pistons, Derek White and Drew to the Suns. Works?
The Celtics can combine salaries.
Are you getting them below the second apron? Because I think they're like 20 million, 25 million past the second apron. Oh, no, they're only 8 million past the second apron.
Oh, okay. Then Horford makes 10 million, so that would be
Yeah. So there, I mean, it is possible, but like, why would the Suns do that?
Mm-hmm.
Why would the Suns do that? I could see the Pistons doing that. I don't, I think Al Horford's an upgrade and a good vet to have. Good way to use cap space. I just don't see why the Suns would trade KD for Derek White and Drew Holiday.
Honestly, I don't see the Celtics doing it for those 3 either.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. If KD gets traded, that's going to be wild, man. If KD gets traded again.
Blazers.
Warrior, man. Warrior. Reunite KD and Steph. Would KD actually get credit for the win this time? I don't know. But anyway, we'll talk more about stuff tonight. I'm sure we're going to get more rumors, which will be fun. Is there anything else that you want to dive into here, Eric?
No, thanks everyone for watching. Hope to see you after the game.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. It means the world to us, and we'll talk to you later tonight. Then we'll have another post-game show tomorrow night, and then we'll have a trade deadline preview Wednesday night, and then we'll have trade deadline live stream Thursday morning, so make sure you tune in for all that. All those streams will be on the main channel. Thursday, probably not doing picks against the spread. We'll see. I'll let you know. But, yeah, appreciate you guys. Anyway, we're out of here. Shout out to BetUS. We'll catch you next time. Until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers!